Nickelodeon welcomes you to the 7-Eleven Olympic Velodrome, site of the '84 cycling competitions. I'm Scott Breithaupt, your host, here at this exciting AFA Freestyle Masters Championships. With me, an expert on the subject, Ron Stebbins.
Scott, we have a fantastic program for you today. Like the Olympics, we have the best freestylers in the world, both flatland and on ramp, and we're about ready to begin.
So sit down and hang on tight for the Socko Freestyle Masters Championships.
Brought to you by Murray, Ride with the Winner, and Vision Streetwear, built street tough. Ron, we're about to start with the Flatland Freestyle Finals. Tell us the basic difference between flatland and ramp competitions.
About 20 feet of air, I'd say.
Okay.
Flatland freestyle is obviously done on level ground. It's like gymnastics or dancing on a bicycle. Take that same kind of an idea, but take it 20 feet above the ground, and you have ramp work, and you're going to see some fantastic ramp riding today.
All right, well, let's go down to our man in the pits, Lenny Baticki, and talking with the head judge on what they're looking for.
Before the pros really get underway, I've got a head scorer, Mark Patterson from Austin, Texas. Mark, you're the big guy with the AFA this weekend as far as how things are set up. You know, tell us a little bit about the judging. How many judges are there?
Okay, in the pro class today, we're going to have 7 judges. And out of the 7 judges, we're going to throw out the high and low score of the 7 and average the 5 in the middle. And that's how we get the results.
And that's after their runs. And then what are the judges looking for on those runs?
Okay, we're looking for difficulty, showmanship, variety, and things like that. You know, basically the overall impression is what we're going on. Like how many times the foot may slip off the bike, things like that.
Any real special keys, some insight from Mark Patterson on how to be an AFA judge?
Well, become an affiliate to start with and work your way up from there.
You having fun at it?
Oh, it's great. It's really tough doing these pros because they're all so good, but we try to do a good job.
Hey, Ron, the first of our 3 Flatland finalists is your friend and mine, R.L. Osborne.
Scott, RL rides for General Bicycle. He's a great guy. He's a super performer, and his chances today are great for a win.
You know, Lenny Baticki, our man in the pits, talked to R.L. earlier.
I feel really good. I got a lot of new tricks going today, and got a really hot routine, and looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Who are you looking for as the competition?
Well, everybody in the pro class, you know, of course, but, you know, Dennis and Martin will always be up there. They're the guys that I'm going against, but I got a lot of new tricks that nobody's seen today, and brand new stuff, and I think it'll do it.
If we were a judge and you were, could talk right to us, what should we look for?
Consistency, excitement, difficulty of the tricks, maybe a little bit of originality, you know, what's new and what's happening, like all the things you see. A little bit of trendiness, too. That's always something, you know, to see something to judge against. Basically, the whole all-around picture, excitement, and everything like that.
Well, Ron, RL's first run is up. What should we be looking for?
Okay, RL is the kind of performer that appeals to the crowd. He's, you'll see a hand wave, a smile to the crowd every once in a while. You'll see him using his back pegs quite a bit, too, and the rotor, too. It helps him get around on his boomerangs, and you'll see tail whips and all kinds of gyrations.
Some fancy names. He makes it look awful easy.
It's not easy. I'm sure that he practices just like the other riders for many, many hours each day. There's a little example of his appealing to the crowd there. But a smile, I guess he feels like he's doing a good job. Riding backwards. Let's see what he's going to go into now. It looks like he's setting up, looking where he's going. Taking a little bit, a lot of time there to set up.
Is that something the judges take away for a run?
It depends. Like right now, he had to find the best location for this backwards rubber ride, and he's doing it real well, too.
That did look super. Balancing strictly on the handle grips of the bicycle. That's amazing.
He ran out of room there. That ramp got in the way. I don't know if the judges are going to take that into consideration because he had to touch down to get out of it. Swiveling now, looking pretty good.
He seems to do a lot of tricks on his front wheel. Is that
front wheel? He's all over the bike. You watch close. He'll be all over. Squeak in there. Up, he had to touch down on that. I don't know what the judges are going to think about touchdowns in this comp. There's some controversy as to whether that's important. Some of the riders feel it's not something that should be taken into a major consideration.
Touching down their feet, you mean off the pedals of the pegs?
Right.
That's
a lot of boomerang type tricks and tail whips. RL's into fancy footwork too. Dennis Mccoy kind of, I guess, introduced that to the sport, all that fast footwork on the tires.
And he combines it with all that rap talk.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. There he is again. He looks like he's having a good time out there.
The crowd seems to be behind him, too. That's real important. I think the judges take that into consideration also, don't they?
Well, they're not supposed to really be influenced by the crowd. And in some cases, a hot routine may not be the best routine in the way of execution and that kind of thing and difficulty. It may be that the rider's just a real showman and pulls the crowd.
Wow, what do you call that trick, Ron?
I've heard it called the time machine. RL calls it the Xerox machine because everyone's copying him.
What a finish. R.L. Osborne.
R.L. Osborne, a gold medal run if there ever was one for LC.
Thank you very much. I'm stoked, man. Fully stoked. My fingers hurt.
You have a lot of fun out there, huh?
Oh, it was a blast, man. The crowd was killer, man. These guys are getting into it.
You know, that was so good. If we had a Russian judge, he'd have gave you a 10.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Well, you're just excellent out there, RL. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Except for me.
Yeah.
We've got some of RL's fancy footwork on instant replay, Ron.
Yeah, you know, Scott, El Cid, as he's known, he's 6 feet tall and 165 pounds, but you'd never know it. He's light on his feet. He makes it look like he's dancing on his bike.
What do these pros do when they're not competing?
Okay, there are opportunities for pros after this exciting adventure that they go through each competition. Some of them go home and just kind of relax and kick back and practice thereafter, shortly thereafter. We also have riders that go out and do clinics for different organizations. We have riders that do shows for their manufacturer and for private organizations. There's plenty of opportunity for a pro if they want to get out there and hustle.
Well, Ron, let's take a look at a typical freestyle pro and see what he's up to.
Sure.
A lot of setup, a lot of work goes into freestyling. It's not all glamour and giggles. Here, the Team Murray riders, Rich Sergur and Mark Darnell, travel around the country demonstrating, putting on clinics, and teaching kids about safe and sane freestyle. Freestyle is a sport for riders of all ages. They've been as young as 3 and as old as 40 to show up at local AFA amateur contests. Freestyle is unusual in that it can be practiced in any safe, paved parking lot or school grounds. But always remember, wear your helmet and safety equipment. We caught Rich Sergur at home for his comments on freestyling.
Freestyling started for me first through BMX, and as I gradually got out of BMX, I seen guys doing tricks along the street and stuff, and seeing more of my style, and I just got into that more. It seemed more fun, and I just started riding around trying to imitate what they were doing. Being on Murray Jolly Ranchers given me the chance to go a lot of places, meet a lot of new people, and just see a lot of the country, get out of the house, and it's probably the most fun. For me, the freestyle life is just being able to live here in California and have nice weather, you know, go ride, have time to surf, and just have fun, enjoy life.
Well, we're back to the action. We've got Dennis Mccoy up.
Dennis is the overall point leader of the series, Scott. And when you combine his excellent flatland and ramp riding, he's the strongest contender for the overall win and the year-end award.
Well, Lenny talked to Dennis during ramp practice.
Dennis the Real McCoy, one of Flatland's best. You're into the ramps. You're also good there. What do you think about today's competition?
Well, I don't know. I'm just hoping to do it the best I can, you know. I'm trying to get used to the ramps right now in practice. I don't really look to place, you know. My goal is usually not to win ramp, just place high enough to take the overall. But I've been doing better each contest, placing some seconds and thirds lately, so my day should come pretty soon.
Anything special we can look to your riding today?
Maybe something at the end, but I don't want to give it out just yet.
You know, you're from Kansas City, Missouri, a place with you and Rick Molterno. What kind of practice stuff do you do?
We practice a lot. We just usually ride in the winter flatland in like an underground parking garage. And, you know, on ramps, we get a little practicing in the winter, you know, on half pipes, just brush off the snow and ride the ramp. But, yeah, we practice a lot.
Sounds chilly, Ron. Let's see if all that practice is going to pay off for Dennis.
Scott, looks like it did. Starting off with a nice spin on the rear wheel. Doing some side gliding there. Nice and smooth. Looks like he's been practicing, too. That cold weather doesn't seem to bother him.
Not at all. This guy must eat, sleep, and breathe freestyle.
Oh, I bet he does. Going into a swivel right now. I'll tell you, you watch Dennis real close, you'll see that there's very, very little riding going on where it's just dead time. He's always in motion and doing a trick of some sort. He's just completed a handstand. Looking real good. That's a power move for Dennis. Going into a funky chicken now. Don't ask me where they get the name, Scott.
They do have some unusual names. I've been real surprised. How do the judges keep track?
Oh, I don't think they have to, really. Front yard right here. I think you can kind of get an idea where that name comes from. It's in the front of the bike. Yeah, the names of the tricks are kind of crazy. I guess they just depend on what the rider sees when they develop the trick. The first thing that comes to their mind, I guess. Looks like a backwards frame stand. No handing. Looking good. Dennis is always a crowd pleaser. He always gets the crowd going.
It's amazing. There must be footprints over that entire bicycle.
Yeah, he covers a lot of area on that bike, that's for sure.
Wow, what do you call that?
That was a, let's see, what is that called? Double whiplash, you call that.
Amazing.
A tough trick.
Look at him pleasing the crowd. The crowd loves this guy.
They do. They always have. He's been a very popular Nora Cup winner, I hear. Reverse Top Gun, looking good. Strong power move.
That is a power move. That's what, mainly upper shoulders and arms?
I would say, yeah. Shoulders aren't the only thing that move on this guy. The feet do too, and he's known for his fast footwork.
I bet he'd be a heck of a tap dancer.
He probably would.
All right.
Backyard going on right now.
Another mighty balance trick.
Yeah, tough trick. Crowd usually loves that. Tight circles around and around. Looking good.
Wow, some phenomenal balance for Dennis Mccoy.
Up and over.
You said Dennis won the Nora Cup. Can you explain that to me, Ron?
Well, that's an award given to riders based on a poll in the magazines as to who is the most popular riders and bike.
And this is part of why he's popular. Look at him go. What do you call that?
Fire hydrant.
Top gun run for Dennis McCoy.
It wasn't as good as I did in practice, but we'll just have to see.
What do you think the Mad Rapper's going to end up?
I don't know. It didn't seem like I had my full 4 minutes. Maybe I rode slower out there. I'm not sure. Have to wait and see. I didn't see the other guys' runs.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dennis.
Ron, let's take a look at the slow motion of this spectacular run.
That's a spectacular trick, too. It's called a double whiplash. Look at the bike. It's going forward and around at the same time. Tough to keep the momentum going. A real nice trick. Well done.
Before we get to our final Flatland contestant, let's go to Rich Sergur for a freestyle tip on how you beginners can get started in this exciting sport.
Hi, our first freestyle trick for the day is going to be called the wheel stand. Now what you want to do is flip your bars at a 90-degree angle like so, and then use your hand and grab the grip and the seat firmly so you have a good steady balance point. Next, you put your feet behind the fork and then step up onto the tire, leaving about a 1 foot space between both feet. And you just want to use your feet to counterbalance the bike beneath you and to keep your balance. Now once you've mastered the actual balancing, you can maybe sit down and balance. Take one hand off, 2 hands off, and it's very simple. I'll be back in a little while with my next trick, which will be called boomerang.
Hey, don't leave now, because there's more Flatland freestyle to come.
Our next trick is going to be called the rolling boomerang. Now depending on which way you rotate, you want to set your front pedal either on the right or on the left side. I rotate to the left, so I'm going to set my pedal on the left side. Now what you want to do for this trick is start on the back pegs and just get rolling slowly forward. Step around the bike and catch the pedal you already preset with your other foot. Just keep continuously rolling very slowly, get a slow pace, and then take your foot and walk around and get a nice little kick. Now if you don't get this trick the first time, don't be worried, because it takes a lot of practice to
even master easy moves like this. And if you practice hard enough, one of these days you'll get it no problem.
Hey, we're down to the last competitor in the Flatland competition, and it's Martin Aparrio.
Hey, Martin's nicknamed the Chairman. He's favored to win this series in the Flatland. R.L. Osborne is in the lead right now. Martin's close. He's going to have to work hard to take him.
Martin Aparrio, pro freestyle Flatland leader right now. Martin, how do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I feel real confident. I'm going to go out there and give myself a smooth, consistent run.
What about the competition? Who do you see?
Well, right now it's Dennis Mccoy. Right now I don't see anyone as competition because I just want to go out there and give a good run and try to dominate. Dennis has got some real hot moves. I haven't seen RL practice, and those are my two main competitions, so we'll see.
What moves can we look for from Martin Aparrio?
Well, I got this one called the chicken hook switch. You can see forward and backwards bar rides. You can see, I don't know, just a whole assortment of tricks.
A chicken hook switch.
Right.
Do we want to describe that, or we'll just leave it to the judges?
Yeah, you'll see it. You'll know what it means.
All right, Martin, good luck on that run.
Thanks a lot, Lenny.
Well, Martin's run is up. It's his chance to knock off R.L. Osborne and Dennis McCoy out of that #1 position.
In order to do that, Scott, he's going to have to work very, very hard. We had a lot of tricks from R.L., a lot crammed into a small amount of time.
Well, that looked pretty slick. 1 foot on the crossbar, 1 on the frame. Is there a name for that?
Just 1 foot frame stand with a foot on the handlebars. It looks kind of easy, but try it if you don't think it is, or if you think it is.
Gosh, he just has...
No, he's doing a backward version of that other one that you saw there, Scott.
With his hand on the grip. He's got a lot of movement, a lot of body and facial expressions going on for the crowd.
He's there always with a ready smile, believe me. Happy-go-lucky, well-liked by the crowd.
And his nickname, the Chairman, is that from these particular moves?
I really don't know. I don't know. That was a rubber ride on the handlebars there. Crowd favorite.
A real difficult trick.
Even more difficult is a backwards, and he's doing it right now. But can he get out of it? Let's watch. Back on the pedals.
Unbelievable.
Real nice job.
And the crowd shows its appreciation. He's riding strong, Ron.
He's riding strong, but I'm noticing something about what he's doing. Here's that chicken hook switch that he was talking about. There's the switch part.
Wow. He's taking quite a bit of time to set up, isn't he?
That's what I was going to say. He'll do a series of tricks, and then he'll ride around, and that might be the only thing that keeps him from taking RL.
Do you think that's to rest or to get the crowd up? What's he doing?
No, I think that's his style. I think it's just the way that he is used to riding. That's the way he's typically ridden in the past. Backyard being done right now. Attempted. Doesn't seem to be working out for him. Will it work now? Yeah.
There he goes.
No-handed.
Woo! These
All
guys
right.
are some phenomenal performers, Ron.
Oh, that touchdown there may cost him.
You know, this is a little different from when we rode paper bikes, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Freestyling has come a long way, and here the Chairman has shown us what it's all about.
Up and over into a pedal picker.
Now, if he could have pulled that off, I would have just walked out and handed him the trophy.
He's riding around again, though. Here we go with more of that setup time. Setting up into a Miami hop-hop. No hands. Maybe he'll throw a bar spin in there for extra points, and he does. Nice job. Kind of tough on the rim there, I would imagine,
That
Scott.
sure looked like it. I saw a lot of bending going on there.
A lot of flex. See, here we go again with the ride around, the setup time.
And you think the judges might be taking points for that, huh?
They might, ending up with an infinity roll.
That was a pretty spectacular finish. He's done a heck of a job. He had good setups, consistent tricks.
Martin Aparrio, the Chairman of the Radical.
Hi.
Yeah, a lot of action out there.
Yeah. I sort of ran myself a little too fast. I almost burned myself out, but I didn't, so had a pretty good run.
You know, we were talking earlier, 4 minutes, kind of a long time out there, ain't it?
It's a real long time when you have the hot sun on you the whole time.
How'd the crowd work for you?
I think it worked real well.
You were great, Martin.
Thanks
we really
a lot.
enjoyed it.
Thanks, Lenny.
On replay, we have Martin's chicken hook switch here, Ron.
Here's the chicken hook, Scott. And we'll get the switch part in just a moment. Watch those feet switch on the back pegs. Looking good.
And the judges have a winner. Lenny's with them now.
All right, Martin Aparrio, you've just won the Masters final in the Flatland division. How's it feel?
It feels totally rad.
You know, your run was totally rad. Can you describe it?
Well, I think my run, like I say, is mostly fun. I just went out there and I didn't have a whole lot of difficulty tricks, although I did have my share. I went out there and did a pretty consistent run. I dabbed a few times, but whenever I come to the Velodrome, I have not a really great run because the angles here. I usually practice on flat ground. This isn't flat.
You know, if you're talking consistency, in the last part of the year, you've been phenomenal. You not only won today, but the last 3 contests in a row, and I've just been told you are the Flatland Masters Champion of the year.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy about that, man. You know, I've been waiting for my turn to be #1. I guess it's here.
The chairman sure is on top. What's the future look like for you, Martin?
Well, I'm not going anywhere fast, so Freestyle's my home, so that's where I'm staying.
Martin, you've been great for the sport. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Lenny.
That was some exciting Flatland competition, Ron. Before we get into the ramp finals, let's take a look at what makes a freestyle bike.
You know, while we got the chance, we're going to do just a little bit of comparative shopping between a BMX bike and a freestyle bike. We'll look here at your standard BMX bike. This one built by Murray. The bike is built with straight tubing, lightweight, ready to go down the track. It even comes with 3 safety pads and a special turbo action lever here that can help you shift into high gear for that little bit of extra pedaling. The bikes also feature knobby tires for digging through that dirt surface. We look over here towards the freestyle bike, however, and the bike is quite different. The frame itself, built with a standing platform for extra tricks. The colors are a little bit brighter, bolder for that street kind of style. And the tires themselves come equipped with a rounder surface for riding on smooth streets and up sidewalks. You know, look at this. It's Mark Darnell from the Murray Freestyle team. Mark's a pro. Mark, I was just telling the kids about this Murray bicycle here. How can they upgrade it to be an exact replica of your freestyle bike? What can they do to, like, the back end?
Well, they can stick some axle pegs back here for balancing and spinning type of tricks. They can stick a laid-back seat post on for more room in between the bicycle.
On the back end there, is that where they do a lawnmower type trick?
Oh yeah, lawnmowers and spinnings, all tricks like that.
And the seat post would give them more body room in here?
Right.
Great. Well, what would they do to the front end of the bike to kind of give them a little bit more radicalness?
There's a thing called a rotor, and that lets the cables spin around without getting tangled up. And an axle peg right here, and that's for like front moves, front part of the bike moves.
All these extra parts available at local bike shops?
Oh yeah.
So they could take this department store bike, one you can buy at any of your local retailers, add a few extra parts from a bike shop, and you, along with Murray and a few extra add-ons, can become a freestyle pro like Mark Darnell.
The raging ramp action's about to start, Ron, but watch this to see a rider's eye view of this exciting competition.
Well, we just found R.L. Osborne. Of course, R.L. is the top Flatland rider of the general team, and he's been on a tour. He's ridden ramps for years and years. He just doesn't specialize in them anymore. But R.L., of course, you keep in touch with all the top guys. Give us your views on who's going to do well in the pro ramp competition today.
Well, Mike Dominguez is going to be hot. He has the most natural talent going out there, and he's been practicing lately. So Michael will be hot. Brian Pleither will probably do the highest there, so he'll be up there. Ron Wilkerson, he's going to have all the lip tricks, which are done on the platform. And then you can't count out Josh White. I mean, he's going to be great. He's like a master. He pulls off everything consistently. So between those 4 guys, it's going to be close.
What inside tricks can you tell us about that the guys might be debuting today?
Well, Michael has tried, you know, a big trick is a 540 air. Michael does them the highest. And that's a 1.5 turn in midair, coming directly straight back in. Michael's been trying 900s. Now, supposedly he's pulled some off. There's a lot of stuff on the line here today. You know, another factor that's going to be here today that's going to be in Michael's advantage, and all those 4 guys that I mentioned, is going to be the fact that there's canyons. We're running 4 quarter pipes today, which puts about a 4-foot canyon in between each ramp. And that's a big advantage for those riders because they can utilize both ramps.
We've been watching today's top professional freestyle athletes, but now it's time to take a look at the 8 to 15-year-olds in the amateur highlights at the Freestyle Masters Championships.
Eric Evans from Corpus Christi, Texas, current leader in the 13 and under class. Eric, how do you feel today?
I feel pretty good.
Wake up and have a good morning?
Yeah, pretty much.
What kind of stuff can we look for you out there? You're the leader. How are you going to keep on top?
Well, I guess I'll have to try my best.
In the 13 under ramp class, it was Evan Krakow taking the win over Eric Evans and Greg McCoy. But overall in ramp and flatland, Eric Evans was the victor.
Matt, how are you doing today? Pretty good. Pretty good. Is that off from a guy that does things that'll, I'm sitting there and they make my back crack and my liver quiver. They're so rad. Thanks, man.
In the 14-15 ramp action, we saw Matt Hoffman sky over Joe Alamo and Ryan Dunman. And in the combined flat and ramp, Hoffman was again the champion.
Okay, thanks guys. Our next trick is going to be called the vertical boomerang. Now this trick is different from the stall boomerang, which you learned earlier, in that during the duration of this trick, the bike remains vertical. Now the way you want to pull into this trick is roll forward with both feet on the pedals, throw a little endo, just coast around.
SC Racing. We make it happen.
Okay, kids, our next fantastic, phantasmagorical freestyle trick is called the infinity roll. Now, the reason they call it an infinity roll is that once you start it, you can keep going forever. Now, what you want to roll forward, tap your front brake, and use your inside foot to propel you in the right direction. And then just keep rolling. Keep going in the circles. And when you get tired of this trick, simply put your foot on the pedal and ride away.
We're down to the final four in the ramp competition, and our first rider is Ron Wilkerson.
Scott, Ron Wilkerson is not only a rider, but a promoter of half-pipe contests. He's a pretty colorful personality, as you'll see in his riding, and he's at his best on the ramps.
Ron Wilkerson, you're looking pretty good today.
Thanks.
We saw you practicing the Abubakas earlier. Do you feel they'll be a real big help in the contest?
We'll see.
We'll see, huh? A little something up your sleeve?
Gonna ride, yeah.
You're currently in second place. Is that a two-hit for you, or do you look to move up to first?
Yeah, we'll see. I guess it's between me and Mike or something.
That sounds real cool. Good luck to you, Ron.
Thanks. All right.
Let's welcome from the Hollow team, Ron Wilkerson.
Well, he seems to be a crowd favorite here.
He is a crowd favorite, Scott. Watch close. He'll be doing a lot of lip tricks. Notice he's starting right on top of the ramp. Hey, by the way, he and his wife Stacy are the proud parents of a young lady by the name of Tiffany.
A father freestyler.
That's right, Scott.
What is this he's doing now?
His lip trick. First one, pedal picker, drop in. Really taking a chance. Dropping in, making it. Yeah, if he hadn't made it, they would have set the pace.
On the frame.
If he hadn't have made that, it would have set the pace for the rest of his run. He was taking a chance. A no-hand air. Looking good. This guy's starting off real strong.
He is definitely pumping some energy.
1 foot canyon. Looking good. 1 hand, 1 foot. High side, low side.
Unbelievable. That is some radical air.
He's quite a personality, too. Have you ever talked to him, Scott?
Yeah, he's quite the class clown. I saw him playing around and joking and prankstering.
Yeah, he's quite the ham. Alley-oop, fly out there over the canyon. Dropping on in. So far, a lot of energy in his routine.
Absolutely. And those lip tricks, when you first said that, I thought you meant he stuck his tongue out a lot.
No, not at all. That last was an X-up fly out into a one-hand drop-in.
His claim to fame basically is these tricks on the lip of the ramp is what you're talking
Here's
about.
another lip trick too, Scott. Acid drop-in, making it real, looking good. A crowd pleaser, appealing to the crowd too by waving to them. Runs into motorcycling too. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I've seen his road race bike or a street bike that it looks like one of these factory star bikes.
Now he just did a rocket air. Let's see who's going to follow up with that particular trick with. A one-hand rocket air, looking good.
Slapping 5 to the crowd. Radical Ron Wilkerson riding for Team Haro, looking dominant. One of the final 4 here in the competition for pro ramp.
That's okay. I know you can lose your words sometime watching him. Takes your breath out. High fakie. Did you see that? Over 4 feet, well over 4 feet.
But he went down. He's going to knock a few points off his score, huh?
Possibly. Depends on the judges and how difficult they feel that trick was. Abubakar, a trick that he's devised.
These names are comical that they come up with for some of these
don't
tricks.
ask me, Scott, where they got the name Abubakar. So far, a real strong routine. Another lip trick, Scott. He's setting up for what's called a Miami drop-in. Now, doing a Miami on the ground is hard enough. Doing it on a platform and then dropping in from it, the crowd's got him. He is there with him.
What's he doing adjusting on his rear wheel there, Ron?
Okay, that's a free coaster. He's setting it so that it's freewheel, so that when he backs on down, it'll work like that. Fine Miami drop-in.
Unbelievable. So that his pedals can roll backwards. He's making an adjustment there on the rear wheel?
Yeah, otherwise it would have locked up on a coaster. No hand, 1 foot, done well. Crowd loves it. With great reason, too. Tough trick. No hand fakie, up high.
Right off the Murray Jolly Rancher ramp, and his routine is complete. Ron Wilkerson.
Ron, what a run.
Thanks.
Feel good?
Tired.
Excellent going.
Thanks. We'll see it happen.
A lip trick replay.
And a great lip trick it is. Good control of those brakes. He has to have good control. Up there, 4 feet up with that fakie. Too bad it was a bail. It would have been good for points.
Our next ramp ripper up is GT sponsor Josh White.
Josh White's been called Dr. Air. Because of some injuries, he's missed some competition, so he's not in for the series points. But he could win today's event.
And the pros are going for the big bucks. Lenny talked with Josh a little earlier.
Josh White, Dr. Air, Freestyle Masters competition. How do you feel today?
I feel real good. I feel real confident about the win today.
Al, well, you know, you're currently in 5th place. I see in points. That's an uncommon position for a guy so awesome as you.
Well, I missed two contests in the series. One because of the tour, one because of an injury, and that put me behind the points. So,
you know, you've done a lot of touring this year. Where are some of the places you've been?
We hit Australia, all of the Orient, France twice. Just everywhere, Hawaii. So we've been everywhere, and then the United States. So we've been touring a lot. GT's like the biggest touring team.
Where's your favorite place to go?
So far, probably Japan. Japan's been really killer.
Actually, what can we look for you today? You know, you going to move up some?
Move up? Well, you know, I'm going to do the best I can. I'm just going to go out there and use all the ramps and do a variety of tricks and you know, please the crowd.
What specific tricks should we look for?
I'm going to go for the 540 Canyon, you know, see if I pull that. Yeah, that's a contest winner for sure. And just basically the canyon jumps, and I might go for the rail plan up there. And just high airs with killer variations.
Well, you're Dr. Air, and we wish you a lot of luck.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Lenny.
Starting his assault on the ramps, Josh White for GT.
Yeah, Josh White's got some air, too. He's like the others, an aerialist, and there's an example of it right there, a Pleither air.
A young competitor from up in Camarillo has a lot of ramp mates up there.
Yeah, and his origins Oregon, I believe. One hand, 1 foot on the low side. Looking good. Let's see if he uses both ramps now. A 50-50. Dropping on in. Looking good. Look back. Canyon. So far, real solid routine. Canyon and foot plant on down. Can foot plant.
From ramp to ramp.
360 fly out. Looking good. Maintaining balance. Getting those pedals set. Looks like he got a little off there just a bit.
Needs some room to move.
Yep. Setting up.
Oh, jumped across the canyon from the lip.
He's a real strong competitor into power moves on Flatland. He's not only a ramp rider. I've seen him on tour, and he does an excellent job. He's quite a showman.
He rides Flatland also then?
He does. No foot.
Well, he's putting on a show here today. Some high aerials.
Yeah, it seems like he's using the left-hand ramps for turnaround like some of the other riders. Nice high fakie. Stable. Rolling on back smooth. A fakie can. I mean, Canyon, he is using the other ramps. He's a little disappointed in that maneuver there.
He almost rear-ended the judges' stand.
Yeah. Just a simple canyon there.
It's amazing. They look like they're barely moving, and then they go flying.
And he flies. Dr. Air. Appropriate name. So far, a good, solid routine. Looks like he was trying for an Abubakar. Too bad. Looked as though the back wheel didn't quite make the lip. Hung up with his front wheel. What's he up to now? Trying again. Same thing. Front wheel hanging up.
That almost looked like a replay. That's pretty amazing. You think he'll come back for a third try?
I don't know. We'll see. I don't really know that the judges are going to appreciate a third time. Hey, look at that. 540 looking sharp.
A 1.5 revolution landing back on the same ramp. That's some tough stuff.
Now it looks like he's setting up for something. Getting up some speed. Catching his breath.
He's getting tired, I'm sure, near the end of his run here.
Yeah. He's going for it, whatever he's up to. 540 Canyon. Landed nice. The crowd loves it.
Pulled it off smooth. An excellent run so far for Josh White of Team GT.
Very good. Very strong run. Last trick coming up. Up again for the Abubakar. Try. Didn't quite make it. Good try. Third time.
And he gets some congratulations from teammate Dino DeLuca.
Josh White. Josh White. Oh, great run, Josh White.
Thanks. I'm really tired.
Feel good, though? Feel good about it?
Feel good about everything except the Abubakar. I messed that 3 times. That was one of my most consistent tricks. And I hope that hurt my score.
It seemed to be a sticking point, but I'm sure the judges won't take much off.
I hope not.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Well, in slow motion, we'll see an attempt at Abubakar.
Well, it may not have worked for the Abubakar, but it certainly worked. He raged on his 540. He landed it smooth.
Absolutely. And our next competitor up, riding for Team Haro, flying, Brian Pleither.
Scott, Brian's beginnings go back to the skate parks up in Upland, the pipeline. He has got to put everything together. He has to make everything, the high air, the variations, in order to beat the current leader, Josh White.
Brian talked with Lenny earlier.
You know, you're Mr. Smooth. What do you think of the ramps out here today?
I like them. Just a lot of them, they're all different transitions. You know, a couple of them really have a lot of burn, some don't, so it's kind of hard to get used to them all.
Well, are we going to get to see some of that smooth style we know so much about?
I hope so. I'm going to try.
What can we look for?
Just trying to do my best. High airs.
You know, you're currently sitting in 3rd place in points. Do you look to move up?
Well, it depends on this contest today. It depends on who wins it, pretty much. Wins the overall for the ramp class for this year.
Who's the competition and how do they look, you know?
Everyone in the class is competition. Anybody can win it.
Yeah, well, what about, I understand Mike Dominguez is, you know, top dog right now. Do you think you can wail on him?
Do my best. Just whoever has a good day.
All right, well, we hope you do, Brian. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Did you notice Ron Wilkerson in the back there playing his mental psych games?
Yeah, what was he doing that for?
I don't know, just playing games. Brian Pleither's out and ready to attack the ramp.
Starting off with a 540. Once again, someone starting off strong, taking a chance.
Looking real smooth on that 540.
What if the cameraman got in his way? You think so?
A dabble do you?
Well, at least we're getting some good shots of Brian. Like that one, looking good.
That high air reminds me that Brian is the Guinness World Record holder with over 11 feet. Sky in action.
And here's an example of that sky. Brian's known for his smoothness. I'm not sure you're going to see a lot of lip tricks, although he's got quite a repertoire. Hey, how about that? A candy bar. Looking good.
Over the handlebars.
That's a crowd pleaser. Tough one.
Seems to be concentrating on that one ramp.
Yeah, Canyon. He's got all the variations.
Oh, there he goes. Using the left-hand ramps. He's getting some good air there, too. And a can-can.
X'd up can-can. Looking good. Seems to be using the other ramps for turnaround, though, Scott. I'm not sure. There we go. Can-can, one-hand air. Looking good. Another nice variation. Just to say he used the small ramp, and a nice little trick at that.
Real nice trick. That's the hottest I've seen so far on that small ramp.
Yeah, touchdown at the end of it. Kind of slowed down the pace of his run. I'm not sure it was worth even inserting. Fakey, foot planting. Rolling on back, looking good.
Would that give him a little chance to rest, maybe, Ron?
I think he slowed down the pace just a bit to rest.
It's got to be exhausting to go shredding this high air.
Must be. 50-50. Rolling on in. So far, real good routine. Can-can foot planting on the top. Going with a backside can-can. Xing up 1 foot on the high side.
Well, Team Haro must be proud of this young man. He's got the crowd behind him here.
Now, he's a good show rider, too. He and Ron Wilkerson are known for their double airs. You should see that, Scott.
You mean two guys on one
ramp? One goes up one side, one the other. They cross over. It's fantastic. Scary.
Do these guys go through mental examinations very often?
I'm not sure they'd pass.
They sound pretty crazy.
540 over the canyon, Scott. Looking good.
Another smooth one, just like his first one.
He's getting tired. He seems to be wearing down just a bit. 1 foot Xing up, 1 foot on the high side.
Waving goodbye to the crowd.
Good run.
Brian Pleither, excellent run. You used every ramp.
I felt gay and I was hating it.
Yeah, it looked like a smooth run. Do you think it's enough to get you into the top 3?
Nah, that's pretty lame. I gelled a lot.
That 540 across the canyon was strong.
Thanks.
Well, congratulations on however you do.
Thanks a lot.
Scott, here's a good example of that high air and that smoothness in this 540 canyon.
And he did string together a lot of canyon runs and radically high airs. Before we get to our final ramp rider, Mike Dominguez, Rich Sergur of Team Murray has another trick tip for you.
All right, the way to execute a good tail whip is by using a little footwork. Now what I'm going to do is use my right foot to stop myself, stop my momentum from going forward. And I'm going to use my left foot to kick the bike around and catch it like so. And then right away. Now that might look a little quick, so let's take another look in slow motion.
Hey, chill out and sit down, or you're going to miss the last of the radical ramp action. It's coming right after this.
Okay, for our last freestyle segment today, we're going to learn a trick called the 360 rollout. Now, the way to do this trick is to come rolling forward at an average to slow speed. Then you want to simultaneously pick both tires up off the ground, kind of like hop off the ground, and you want to execute about a 270-degree turn. Then after that, you want to land on your back wheel and then ride out the rest. Takes a little practice, so Just be patient and wear your safety boot. Watch.
Our final ramp competitor, Mike Dominguez, is the favorite coming into the Masters.
Scott, Mike could take the day's win from Josh White. This Diamondback rider's always a thrill to watch. He's got all the stuff, variety, air, and canyon jumps. He's got it all.
Mike is currently sitting on top of the pro ramp riders before our competition starts. Mike, how's it going today?
It's going great. You know, the ramps are feeling pretty good. And just hopefully get a little more practice before it runs, and everything will go great.
Wow, things really looked hot for you in early practice. I saw you blasting some big airs. Comfortable up there today?
Yeah, a little bit. It's just a little hard getting used to the ramps, and everything else is fine.
Did you get a chance to watch some of the competition? Who do you think maybe will be able to creep up and maybe take this away from you?
Either Brian Pleither or Ron Wilkerson. You know, we're the three closest ones right now. We're all right next to each other in points. And other than that, I don't know, that's about it.
A lot of us in the crowd look to you for that one move that maybe stops the contest and really pulls it off for you. Are we going to see anything neat today?
I don't know, just whatever comes up. I'm just going to try my hardest and do whatever I have to.
A number comes to mind a lot of times when we talk about Mike Dominguez, the number 900. Does that mean anything to you?
Oh, yeah, but I haven't been doing those for a long time, so I don't think you'll see one today.
So we're going to hold off on the 900s. Well, good luck to you, Mike. We'll talk to you after your run.
All right, thanks a lot.
The run has begun for Mike Dominguez. He's getting warmed up, Ron.
Scott, this is going to be exciting. Mike is known for his high air and his variations. Combine the variations with that kind of height, and you've got some excitement. Let's watch. There's the high air.
Unbelievable. That's 10, 11 feet out, it looks like.
A good way to start. A good, strong start. Just using the other ramp for turnaround. The approach. Another high air. Another blast.
And that crowd loves those blasters.
What's he up to now? Let's find out. Yeah, one hand, 1 foot on the low side. Just using those ramps on the left for turnaround. 540 canyon, Scott. Did you see it?
A 1.5 revolution, ramp to ramp. Amazing.
Foot plant on the...
A foot plant on the safety guard on that ramp.
And a canyon, too.
You know, something you failed to mention about Mike Dominguez earlier, Ron, he's fearless.
He is. That's a rock and roll there. Rocket roll. He was on the back pegs, hung his front wheel over.
They're using the kick ramp.
Little pop-up on the kick turn ramp. Good for maybe a point in the judge's eyes. At least he's showing that he can use all the ramps. Foot plant fakie.
As you said earlier, he has used every ramp out there a little bit more than the other riders. I think that might help, huh?
Yeah, I definitely think it will help. Let's see if he can get some tricks on the other side, though, on this ramp here, other than just plain airs. Little speed there. Yeah, turning down and going for the canyon.
Phenomenal. Now, these ramps are
no
over 8
foot there. All right.
Over 8 foot high, and he's rocketing out of the top of these things.
Canyon. Looking good. This guy is hot. This is definitely going to be a tough one to beat.
Well, we've seen all the top competition here at the Masters Finals, and Dominguez is shredding it. A fakie canyon. Difficult tricks.
Done real smooth, too.
Looks to be getting a little bit tired, Ron. Whoa!
No foot, one hand. Yeah, that's a lot of time to spend out there going full out. Ah, Xing up fakie. Just did it to him.
Yeah.
He's had such a strong run, though, Scott. I don't think that's going to bother him, really.
He's putting out a lot of energy, but like you say, I think the judges will take into consideration all of his tremendous tricks and not hold him back for that small fall.
If that's the only mistake he's doing, no problem. No problem. He usually finishes up strong with some kind of a real toughie. Let's see what he goes into here. 541 foot. Ah, that was one hand also. We have, I think, an attempt to go for a canyon on that. I think he missed it.
Mike, so many great jumps in the canyons.
Thanks.
Do you think it's enough to win?
No.
What do you think?
I don't know. I fell a couple times, so. Oh, well, I did all right, though.
Good run, Mike.
Thanks.
Mike Dominguez in slow motion.
Scott, in slow motion, you can appreciate how far his feet come off the pedals and how high his 540 canyon is. Watch.
Was that enough to clinch the win is the question.
Mike Dominguez, great run. You're the champ.
Yep, that's great.
How's it feel? Tell me about it.
I love it. You know, I made #1 again this year. I was kind of scared before I went into it, but I did it.
You looked real strong out there. Tell us about your run.
Well, I did a lot of just variations and stuff like that, 540s over the canyons. I fell a few times, but I guess my run was strong enough to take it.
Congratulations, Mike. Excellent day of work.
Thanks a lot.
Our ramp winner, Mike Dominguez, over Josh White, and he also sewed up the year-end overall ramp title.
Hi, I'm with Bob Morales, founder and president of the American Freestyle Association. Bob, this is your biggest event ever. How's it feel?
Feels great. Freestyle is coming of age now. We've been working hard for the last 5 years to build it up, and this is it. We've really hit our prime, and I'm really excited.
You know, this event closes off the 87 season. What's in store for 88?
For 88, we have 8 Master Series events going all around the United States. Florida, Texas, New Jersey, Ohio, Arizona, Oregon, just all over the place. And it's going to be bigger and better than it was this year.
If someone watching wants to get involved in freestyle, what should they do?
Oh, we have local affiliates all over the country, and they can contact any of them or contact the AFA through any of the bicycle magazines, and our phone numbers and addresses are listed in there.
You're the president. What's the bottom line of freestyle?
It's rad, it's fun, and it's something that keeps the kids out of trouble, and the parents like it, and it's just good. And the kids have a good head on their shoulders, and everybody has a good time. That's what it's all about.
The Pro Ramp Finals are completed, and we have a special presentation with Mike Carruth and Dennis McCoy.
Dennis, on behalf of High Torque Publications, Family of Magazines, and American Freestyler Magazine, I'd like to present you with the keys to the 1987 Isuzu Pup.
Thanks a lot, Mike. I really want to thank you guys for presenting it to me. You know, a lot of times throughout the year when I really wasn't in the mood for practicing, you know, I just slap on some Pleither signature grips and think about this truck, and it really kept me motivated. It really did.
Thank you, Mike, and American Freestyler Publications.
Scott, we're at the site of the Olympic Velodrome where the best in the world have performed. Next to me is the best freestyler in the world. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Ron. Appreciate it.
Dennis, you've won the Nora Cup, you've taken the series event overall, you've won today's event overall, and you've walked away with a truck. How's it feel?
Feels really great. You know, you practice hard all year long. There's really a lot of work put into it, and it pays off in the end. You know, it's great to have it come down to this.
On behalf of Nickelodeon, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
And there you have it. We've had an exciting event at the Socko Freestyle Masters Championships. Thank you for tuning in. I'd like to thank my co-host Ron Steppen, Lenny Baticki in the pits, and Charlie Litsky for all their support. And remember, keep on freestyling.